Okay, this is going to be something new for these clips here at the DPB show. Producer across the way, Kevin, is going to have me react to woke TikTok videos. I have no clue what he is going to put on the screen here. So bear with me. And obviously, if it's beyond my capacity to comment, you will know that because I will basically be speechless. Oh, that's a good segue. Don't forget to subscribe and like on the YouTube channel, the DPB show. Appreciate all of you joining us here on these short clips. If any of you are wondering where it is, I got this fancy hat. You too could have one. Put your name in the chat. I'll put you in contact with Team Blue Line. That's our friend who's a frequent contributor to our show, David Quinn with Team Blue Line. Okay, Mr. Producer, Kevin, go ahead.
This commenter says, I'm perfectly fine with fat people, but WTF, do you mean Aryan? Fat phobia and racism are two completely separate things. But they're not. All bigotry in our culture is rooted in white supremacy. White supremacy sets an ideal, and any deviation from that ideal is discriminated against. Obviously, this goes for race, but it also includes the person's size. In our culture, skinny people are upheld as the ideal. There's also racism behind why skinniness is considered the ideal. Because as white women, we want to set ourselves apart from Black women who stereotypically have curvier bodies. All bodies are beautiful. But white supremacy needs to hold up a singular ideal in order to maintain control.
Okay, I guess this is the part where I comment on whatever that woman just said. I do believe it was a woman. I don't want to misgender that person nor talk about her body mass, but I'm pretty certain she was a woman. And, I could, I don't even know where to begin because this is ultimately, I think, where we are at in our culture and our society. I think she was drawing, if I'm not mistaken, she was drawing a comparison, or I should say, see, I'm almost tongue twisted because what did she really have to say other than racism is saying that people are fat or overweight or having an idea of what body mass is all about. I know that we have now a BMI index has been deemed to be racist because certain people are larger than other people group. Whatever that woman was just saying there and how she was tying it all into white supremacy and people being larger or overweight, seek help.
The first time in our lives, if you choose to celebrate the 4th of July in 2023, you will not be seen as a patriot, as someone who is thankful for living in the United States of America. You will be seen as a potential domestic terrorist. Wow.
Sounds like this guy is actually saying for the first time in the history of this country, if you celebrate the 4th of July, you're going to be looked upon as a white supremacist, a domestic terrorist for celebrating the 4th of July, which obviously historically is the Declaration of Independence. I don't know if that guy was actually pointing that out, that he's heard somewhere that this is the case, or if he's laying this down as a declaration. The declaration of wokeism, that if you celebrate the 4th of July, then you somehow are a domestic terrorist. It wouldn't surprise me. Once again, everything is on the table now because that is the essence of perpetuating this crazy culture that we live in, that anything goes. You can say anything, be anything, do anything, because we all have become our own unique entities. Go ahead. Number 3. the celebration of aborting your baby. Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't know what else to say about this. We have devolved. When they talk about regressive ways of living, I think this is the epitome, especially mindful of the person doing that. I think it was evident that this comes from the Black community. And right now, the Black community makes up about 13 to 17% of the population, depending on the census that you believe in. But yet, they number as 13 to 17% of the nation's population, but they add to the abortion rate 36%. I think that glamorizing, celebrating, killing of innocent life is a new low, especially toasting glasses, cakes, and celebrating this. It obviously is devaluing human life, and it's fascinating that those who support women's rights to choose, women's health concerns, that those are the same people that want to shove it down your throat, that you need to celebrate people here on this earth, not the people who have been removed via the means of abortion, but celebrating life only is when you're celebrating transgenderism, when you're celebrating the LGBTQIA plus. Did I get all the letters there? So it's only celebrating life as we see life being celebrated, and when we determine you should celebrate life. But life inside of the body of another human, which I'm pretty certain to date, all of us came here through that portal. Now, some of you might not have, and if you haven't come to be born in the United States of America or in another land, please put that in the chat. And also subscribe to my channel at DPB. We need as many subscribers as possible. Is this number 4? Okay, here we go.
They is one of my newer pronouns. So I use they, they, and pup pronouns currently. And they for me is because I am a fairy. I am fairy gender. And they is really just validating that part of my identity. So yeah, they pronouns because I'm a fairy. Help it up.
And you know, it saddens me. I mean, Kevin, look what you've done to me. Responding to all these woke videos like this. It's interesting because that one's really simple. We, for the longest time, have had something called gender dysphoria. And, you know, I was thinking about this earlier today when I was at one of the local places here to get a cup of coffee, and in the staff, there was a young person in there who obviously is a man. He has the XY chromosomes, but yet he had little freckles painted on his face, and he was doing what this person was doing here. And then when he was going to get paper towels out of the dispenser, it was almost like he had a tremor, and he was struggling just to get the paper towels. So a nerve damage, I don't know the story, but I think it's important to find out people's stories. This person, by putting the freckles on, by putting on the bra as a young man, as doing all of these things, they're just screaming, will somebody see that my flesh matters, you know, that I'm a person? And they're just screaming for attention. To have to go to the excessiveness of gender dysphoria, it's sad. We've become a culture that relies upon having ourselves be seen and heard, rather than being a culture that looks to be humble and to serve without being seen. This is our number 5, I think, number 5 video, the last one.
Welcome to the White House.
Thank you.
Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Year. Happy Pride Life.
Yeah!
Transgender children.
You are beautiful.
You are heard.
You belong.
You're understood.
You are loved.
And you belong. of the bravest and most inspiring people I've ever known. And
I mean, you're welcome.
Good folks.
Can we take a little video? Hi, Mr. President. It is an honor. Trans rights are human rights. Oh, it's a video. Oh, it's a video. What's it, Gucci?
The monument's in right?
Gay news.
It's so damn.
Are we topless at the White House?
High and feminine.
And I have had a little pre-taste of this particular woke video. This was our nation's White House, a very honorable place, a respectful place that was suddenly turned into a place that I don't believe that most of the country agrees with this, that they would host an event at the White House with promoting this type of behavior. You know, I fully understand that there's something going on here. This particular person who wanted to show their breast augmentation that came through surgery. You can create anything. I mean, technology has allowed us to do a lot of things. The fact that we can even do these gender reassignment surgeries, the genital mutilation that used to be looked upon as with stigma, especially, you know, something that was practiced on women specifically in different countries, that they mutilate their genitalia. I mean, I think this one hits a level of sadness in my heart, especially when our president goes on a live mic and says that these are people he's never met, other heroes. Well, President Biden, maybe you should take some of your time to go visit Gold Star families and talk to some of those families about heroes. I believe that they're not the bravest by no means. It isn't brave to promote mental illness. And that's what I believe it is. I'm not ever going to waver away from that. There are two genders, pretty simple. Men have penises, women have vagina, and you can't get away from the XX chromosome in women and the XY chromosome in men. No matter what you do, thousands of years from now, after these people have passed away, if you were able to find their remains, their skeletal remains, you would know that was a woman or that was a man, no matter how much you accentuate, which you can do a lot with plastic surgery, like this particular person that was flaunting everything right to the public. So, hey, with that, this has been my first reaction video. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and slap a comment into the chat. By all means, subscribe to the DPB show on YouTube. We're going to continue to bring videos like this to you over the next, for as long as I'm able to do videos.